Soft, buttery sugar thumbprint cookies with a berry fill-in. It is a thick, plain vanilla buttery sugar cookie with a tangy tart berry filling and a sweet lemon drizzle. Perfect for Santa. Welcome to the Fancy Cakery. Welcome to my kitchen. If you're new here, I'm so excited you're here. Comment below where you're watching me from. I am amazed at where my videos go and who watches. If you love baking, I love to bake. So click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss anything that I make, because sometimes I get real interesting. We're gonna first start with creaming our 1 cup of butter with a cup of sugar. Your butter needs to be soft and should indent with a press of your finger. While the butter and sugar are creaming, you're going to sift 4 cups of flour and a half cup of cornstarch. The cornstarch makes it not spread out while baking and it holds its shape in the oven. You may not need all of your sifted flour and cornstarch. You're going to need most, but you may not need all. Add 2 eggs, 1 at a time. You know you crack your eggs separately in a bowl. I like clear see-through cups or bowls so I can see clearly any shells. You're going to beat a little bit after each addition of the eggs. Don't forget, you know what I always tell you bakers, scrape down your bowl. Add your 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Sometimes for the electric mixers, you don't really get to the very bottom unless you take it out and unless you take it off of the stand and you actually get your spatula way down in that little bottom piece. So sometimes I do that every now and again. Now you're going to add your flour mixture and you're going to add it until it comes together and it cleanly pulls away from the side of the bowl. Do not overflour your cookie dough. It will be dry and it will crack and it will just be hard to work with. You're going to stop when it pulls away from the side of the bowl, and if you take some and you put it in your hand, you can kind of mash on it and it's not going to stick to your fingers. It's not rocket science. You can do it. I'm going to wrap my dough in some cling film and just clean up the kitchen, and by then it'll have rested enough. You can just pick apart little pieces of your dough, about a tablespoon or a little more or less. I'm using a little small ice cream scooper to try to get the same size of each one. You're going to roll it in your hand in a nice ball. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then you're going to take your thumb and you're going to press and indent the middle, and you're going to have your thumbprint cookie. You thought it was going to have like fingerprints on it, like some kind of fingerprint design or something. No. That's not why we call it a thumbprint cookie. So my husband says he was recreating the scene from Ghost. And I think the intention was really nice and sweet, but also very annoying because I'm doing cookies and you're in my way. So moo. Seeing that the thumb is kind of attached to your hand, I couldn't seem to get one side. I couldn't seem to get the imprint exactly in the middle like how I wanted it. So I cheated and I used a measuring spoon and I just indented the middle. You could do that too. And we're gonna still call it thumbprint cookies because it is a thumbprint cookie. It's not a measuring spoon cookie. And I was obsessed with trying to get the sides all perfect. But to be honest, they're supposed to crack a little bit. And if they crack on the sides, it's fine. Go with it. Don't try to be a perfectionist. I was trying my best to have these most beautiful, but actually they're supposed to crack. So let them crack. They're fine. They're gonna still be delicious. You can use whatever jam you want. You don't have to cook it. You don't have to make it yourself. Buy a jam, anything, and you can use that. You could even use Nutella. You could use peanut butter. I can see you using so many different things inside this thumbprint cookie. I took strawberry jam and I put raspberry jello and I cook it down on the stove. It makes it sweeter, tartar, and thicker. And I use this for my cake fillings as well. It does make a more sticky, thick jam, and I kind of like that, but you don't have to do that. You can use whatever you want, whatever you have, whatever you want. And I used a little spoon just to put that in there, and then, you know, I kind of was making a little mess with the first one. And I am trying to make these cookies as beautiful as possible. So I put the rest in a little piping bag, and I just had more control filling in the middle. But if you don't have a piping bag, don't worry about it. They're gonna be beautiful and delicious. You're gonna bake at 375 for 10 to 12 minutes. And they're gonna come out looking pale, and they're supposed to still be pale. They're not supposed to be a hard, crunchy cookie. They're a soft, buttery thumbprint cookie. And you can leave them alone just like that. They're perfect. But I just took some powdered sugar and a little bit of lemon juice and a little bit of water, just a little bit at a time, until I got a nice drizzle. And I just drizzle that over the top, and I put some little sprinkles because it's Christmas time and you want your cookies to be a little festive for Santa. These cookies can last 2 to 3 weeks in a normal room temperature. So these are perfect for gift giving. You can bake them and you can have them in your little cookie box to give away. And you know, you can even mail these. You have time. These are perfect for gift giving for Christmas time. You can make them, you can give them away, and if they don't eat them for a week or two, they're still good and delicious. You can freeze this batter. You may have to experiment with freezing the whole cooked cookie with the jam filling because of the jam filling, but the batter you can definitely freeze and take out and then use, and then add the jam and bake it. But you could experiment. You never know until you know. Try it, freeze it, take it out, taste it. That's how you know. I'm just gonna put these in an airtight container, and I'm gonna line them with some parchment paper. And you know, if you've ever used parchment paper, it's annoying because it just wants to roll up in that loop. But take it, mush it, open it up, mush it again, and then you could just form that to any bowl or pan that you want. I love this trick. I saw it and I was like, wow, blew my mind. These thumbprint cookies are going to be your go-to every year because they're so versatile. You can fill them with so many different fillings and jams and flavors. The cookie itself really is just soft and buttery, so whatever you put in the middle is going to be your dominant flavor, and the cookie is just there to back it up. It's just the vehicle. So don't let Santa come to your house and you don't have anything to offer him. You offer him these delicious, sweet, buttery thumbprint cookies. And you know Santa's going to come back to your house next year for more. And if you like making cookies for Santa, you watch my chocolate crinkle brookie video. These are so chocolate, decadent, and delicious. You're going to want to try that.